some stocking fillers ideas. We've got 10 board games that we think is good for that coming up.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University. Today we are very excited to share you our top 10 stocking fillers ideas for Christmas. Or could be anything really. So basically they are kind of like small compact games, family friendly, and we are going to also show you the game. You can see the size and briefly what's the game's about.
Yeah, we're trying to target games that are a little bit into the hobby, but are small and compact and, as you say, family friendly or suits that sort of environment.
Yeah, and we are going to do it not in any particular order. So we're just gonna show you 10, and the first one is Sushi Go. Din, din, din. I mean, who doesn't like Sushi Go, right?
Yeah, it's the most well known out of all the ones that we're going to say here, and it really does stand up as a small tin game. It's cute. It's very simple drafting game, introducing to a drafting and set collecting mechanic. It can be played across all ages. It's a good filler for gamers, and it's a good evening for
everyone,
well,
really.
So.
Yeah, I've seen this in pubs. It's like something like a good fillers that you can quickly teach and play, and featuring all the Japanese food and sushi, which is very good fillers, I think. And it fits in stockings. So what's the size of the stockings anyway? I mean, do people still use stockings these days?
I'm not sure. We never really used them. We were more the sack. That was our...
Oh, really? Right. Australia.
I don't know if that's an Australian thing or just an our family thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the size of gifts we were getting fit better in a sack. But...
Or this also could be good for Kris Kringles, right? I mean...
True.
Price point is not that much and it's easy to pick up and then give. So that is the first one. Again, in no particular order, Sushi Go.
Yes.
The next one is... Well, I don't know. We just happened to stack it. Phil Walker Harding games again. Silver and Gold. So this is a German version, I believe, which we have the English rules. So it's a quick, flip and write game, I should say.
Yes. Yes, this is it's a game. You've got cards and you've got pens, and you're marking off different parts on these treasure maps. So it's kind of a shape and a pattern forming game, which, it comes. I believe it's these cards here. You'll flip these and then you'll cross off that shape on your corresponding card.
Yeah.
So you're trying to gain coins by crossing things off here. Collect sets of these icons in the top corner. So it has a lot of things going for it as a family or a children's stocking game, because it has pens to draw on cards.
That's correct.
Got a simple shape formation game, so it's got a bit of a learning benefit there as well. It's a little bit unconventional drawing on the cards, but it's
a whiteboard marker.
It's a whiteboard marker, so I didn't say that. You're writing on the whiteboard marker and wiping it off. But it fits all sorts of Christmas things, because you could play it, have the joy of scribbling all over it, and then it doesn't get played very much again.
Good for children too.
Because, only probably 60% of stocking gifts get used more than once, but
really?
Yeah, it works either way. So
all right, what's the next one?
So I've got this one, Colt Super Express. So this is the new small box game from the Colt Express
family
and universe. So Colt Express was very big 5 or 6 years ago. I think it was, it might have been 6 years ago now, as a action programming game. This one is certainly greatly simplified. It uses the same sort of thing, so there's only, I think, four cards between available. 4 and 6 cards.
Yeah, well, the expansion has got more, but the basic one is 4 cards. You secretly choose 3, and then you choose which one, and then reveal one player at a time, and that's how it goes.
And you're running around on a train trying to shoot each other or make each other fall off the back of the train.
It's so good.
It is
Like
it is
this.
fundamentally a very simple, simultaneous selection, scissors, paper, rock type of game.
That's
Rock,
right.
paper, scissors, as everyone keeps telling me it should be called. And it's a 10 to 15 minute game. But it's simple to learn and it fits well in a stocking. It's got all the characters from the original game. They have no powers, so there's no asymmetry in this particular game. But it does bring all those cool characters through as well, which is nice.
It's probably a good introduction for those non-gamers even that haven't played Cold Express, because I find that Cold Express as a party game, it has got a little bit tricky concept for non-gamers. So this is probably a good introduction. They like it. Oh, by the way, there's this version. It's a little bit more complex, and then hopefully you'll drag them into the hobby of board gaming. Yay! This is always board gamers' dreams, right? Well, at least mine. Yes. What's the next one, Tara?
We got Mint Delivery. So that's the second of the Mint series of games. I believe there's 3 out at the moment. By they were 524 Labs at
But
the
now
time.
it's called
Now Paquetto.
Paquetto? Yep.
And this is one of those games. So it's a reasonable amount of game packed inside a very small
Quite
container,
tight. Yes.
themed around mints. I think why we picked this one over the others. It's the most family accessible of them because it's a pick up and deliver game. So that's a pretty familiar sort of mechanic.
That's right.
But it also, it's one of those stocking fillers that works when you're trying to put small things in a stocking just because they're cute and small.
Yes.
So there's a reasonable
It's
amount
so
of
easy,
game in
right?
it as well, and some nice components here. You can see there's little wooden trucks and things.
It's so easy. I mean, there's the mint works as well, and the other mints series of Poketo. That's also good for stocking fillers presents. But yeah, as Tarrant said, this is the probably most accessible one. So we've got the next one.
So this one, there's a couple of different versions, but all the various escape rooms in a box. We've got Exit and Unlock here, which are the most well known of them, and I mean it's a puzzle in a box, and it's the sort of thing that you do want to give around Christmas.
Yep. There are different brands as well. I think these two are the most popular ones, and Exit is the one that you potentially need to destroy components. Just like quickly show you. So these you might cut or whatever. It's the cards. We haven't played this particular one. And the Unlock one, most of the components for the Unlock one you don't have to destroy. So you kind of like can share it with other people afterwards. And this one you use an app instead. I mean, this one you don't, and this one you do. And the next one we have is Red 7. This is not new. So this is not just strictly 2020, of course. You probably have already found out.
Yeah, I haven't played this one in a while. This was one of the early games that I played early in my recent tabletop gaming career, and it's such a simple game, and there's a simple version and then there's a tough version. So you've got different flexibility on it, but it's just such a straightforward game. It's a good sort of learning and logical thinking type of game if you're giving it to children as well, and it's small and fits in the box, which is good. It's a very simple sort of game. You've got all these you've got cards from 1 to 7. You've got 7 different numbers, and 7 different colours, and each colour has its own rule, and then when you play the card it changes the rule from being highest card to, what have we got, even cards, most cards in a row, things like that, and you're playing these cards onto the table and you want to change the rule in such a way that your tableau is winning the new rule. And so there's
That's pretty smart. It's a smart card game.
Yeah, 2 or 3 different dimensions, but very simple to come together. So I do really like Red 7. And then it's got a complex mode where there's different actions on on half of the card numbers, which works for heavier gamers as well.
There you go. Speaking about card games, we've got another one, also a card game.
Stampede?
So Stampede was actually out, I think, late last year or early this year or something like that.
Yeah, it's got some similarities to Red 7 actually. It's a quick playing set matching type of card game where each of the different card types has a card manipulation action.
Yeah.
And you're ultimately trying to get a set of 5 matching things in front of you, and you've got to use the actions in the cards you've got
to manipulate that.
it
So it's quite tricky that way. It's a really good one.
Yeah, simple enough rules for kids. Cute pictures on there, and a simple goal of set collecting. So it works very well.
Next one is Conspiracy Abyss Universe. So this is it's kind of like a card simpler version of Abyss, the board game.
Yeah, it takes the core drafting mechanic from Abyss and turns it into a simple little card game. It's a bit different on this. Obviously, it looks kind of dark, and it is. It's got a dark underwater sort of theme, so it's definitely not going to appeal to everyone. But it is
It's good artwork, I reckon.
Yeah, in the vein of the previous 2 games we showed, it's one of those simple sorts of card games, not too many mechanics to learn. It's over in 20 or 30 minutes, and if you can get your kids onto this theme,
they'll be board gamers. Because there are a few icons there, that's the only thing. There's a few icons recommended age 8 plus on the box anyway, but I don't really believe the age recommendations because it's to do with the law as well.
Yeah, but I mean, if you've been playing Abyss or you've been playing games with a sort of dark theme and you want to fill a stocking with something, this works, because this is definitely less cutesy than all the other ones, and that's going to appeal to some.
There you go. And next we have I mean, I think this game has been out for a while. This is a quick deduction game. It does say like 13 plus for the age, but hey, there's no adult sim or anything like that. It's probably the trickiest about the bluffing part, where children maybe not so much. Well, what does that mean? Do you teach your child to lie?
It's the simplest of all the social deduction games, and I don't think in the time since it's been revealed anything's really replaced it in this style.
Maybe more for adults then. Yeah, and there's the expansion as well, which
we've combined.
Combine everything. Okay, yeah. It's easy, it's simple, small. There you go. Cool.
So one that I think is very fun, and it looks like a board game, but it's a dexterity challenge, is Ninja Academy. This one came out from Yellow last year, I think.
I believe, yeah.
It's a relatively recent one, and this is effectively it uses board game components, so it uses meeples and it uses these little blocks, but then instead of doing anything that involves your brain, it's a dexterity challenge, and you're trying to set up
as well sometimes.
Yeah, so you're like trying to set up your ninja meeples by balancing them on your fingers or balancing them on bits of wood, or it's a race to build some little structure with them. So it's just it's the sort of thing where it's got cute little pieces, and if your kid doesn't want to think about board game strategy,
the boxes also.
Box looks like a dojo, and it uses in some of them as well. If you don't want them to think about strategy, it's still going to introduce these pieces, and it's board game, it's modern hobby adjacent because it uses meeples.
Yes.
And it's good fun.
Yeah. So we've actually mentioned 10 now, but we're probably going to do a special mention. I was going to put it on the stocking fillers, but this is because we kind of like co-publishing this game, so I feel like I'm not too sure if I should mention it or not, but I know that some people have used Orchard 9-card solitaire game as stocking fillers. It's basically is this the side of the game. It says Guff Studios, which I've just started with some friends, co-publishing this one in Australia for this one. Really simple solo game. This is mainly solo.
Yeah, I think it's the only solo game that we've brought out here. There might be a solo mode in a couple of them, but this is a simple, dedicated solitaire game, and it's a little bit of cognitive thought, and it's the sort of thing that is, there's definitely people who'll be getting stockings who'll be in for this.
Solo is bigger, I mean, these days. So you're basically trying to overlap your cards. You use half your card per game randomly, and then every time you overlap something, you give yourself score. You're trying to overlap as much as possible to get the maximum score, and then, you know, the more score you score, the better. Oh, the more score you get, the better it is. You can actually play multiplayer if you have more than one copy of the game. So that's just a special mention, Orchard. So hopefully we've helped you here, mentioning a few of the games that you can use for stocking fillers or presents in general.
As well as giving you some insight into what sort of stocking receivers are going to enjoy these games.
So that is our top 10 plus 1 list. Hopefully you'll find them useful, or maybe if you have anything that you want to mention to us, please feel free to write in the comment sections below. Maybe you got, you know, something from somebody on your stockings and then, hey, this is a good one, we enjoy this. You got any other recommendation, or you think, I don't know, maybe we can include it in our next year's. We also have top 10 list of my top 10 board game of 2020 and Tarrant's. And we have top 10 expansions / sequel of 2020. So I'll put that in the description below so you can check that out if you like. Hopefully you enjoy this, and if you find this useful somehow, hit that like button and subscribe to us, and hit the bell so you get notification when we have new and upcoming and exciting videos. You can also follow me on Instagram, for example. I post a lot of photos there and sometimes videos. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye!